These are the famous Afghan poppy fields. I have depicted them in poppies in their full bloom, in their full glory, and again the opium poppies as they come to be ready to be bled for their opium and harvested. This area of Afghanistan really has been problematic through rise of Taliban, and this is where we have Russian invasions and Taliban really fighting Russians, and Taliban introducing the heroin to Russian soldiers. As a child, I myself was traumatized by the Second World War, and I have seen the executions very close to my home and bombing all around my home. This painting here is of prisoners being chained and guarded by the soldiers, and obviously the prisoner there in the center is one of the Afghan warlords, whom I have depicted there as well. Painting like that one comes from a dream I had after seeing so many people in very similar conditions in the newspapers, and I had a dream of this prisoner being marched to the execution, and that is what I have painted up there. This one is a refugee from Kabul. I call it refugee from Kabul. He's obviously taking all his possessions on his back and in his bag, and on his back carrying it and walking to Kabul to find refuge. My father was a prisoner during the First World War, and he was really for minor misdemeanor, having disobeyed an Austrian soldier. He was put in prison and was sentenced to die, and for 9 months he waited for his own execution, and that traumatized my father a lot. And in the end it was Franz Joseph who died, and new Emperor Karl who came on the throne and pardoned all the political prisoners, which my father was, and so he lived and became my father in later life. In this painting, I actually depict saffron gatherers. They are dispossessed people of northern Pakistan, which labor in saffron fields, gathering saffron. Saffron grows from a little bulb in the earth that comes up like a crocus, and it has a beautiful purple flower, from which, when dried, gathered and dried, the yellow, beautiful yellow saffron is made, which we use in our curries and in flavoring of foods. But this total painting is in honor of the people, dispossessed people, that labor in saffron fields. A painting for us depicts another life. Yet the life in so many areas of the world is just like this: people that live in shanty towns and live and work and sleep in tiny areas next to one another. And this particular painting, obviously the wife is doing the family washing. Her little girl's dress, which is really in modern fashion, is hanging to be dried. The husband is waiting, jobless, waiting for some work, sitting on a pile of bricks. Their house needs repair badly, and a bag, probably with some food or onions or something in it, is hanging there, and neighbor just going idly by and is concerned with his own problems and his own work. And amongst it all, we have this beautiful, bright, blooming cherry giving life to really a desolate, forlorn place. So I try to depict that there is really hope and life amongst such dreadful and desolate places. Whether it is on garbage dumps of India, Manila, or Mexico, you see the same picture, the same view, which I tried to paint here and immortalize it in color. Young children, boys, girls, age 6, 7, 9, 10, 12, sorting through garbage, collecting plastic bags, collecting anything useful on garbage dumps of the large cities, and this is how they survive. In this work, I depict the sweatshops of women world over, may it be in Bangladesh, China, India, Manila, or wherever they gather and sew and work for 14 hours a day for a very meager return to feed their families. They are hidden society, hidden workers that we don't ever realize that they are there, but they make the clothes for the West, and they toil there in very bad conditions without any air conditioning or any sufficient food. They do their work in silence. In this room, most of the paintings are from the massacre of Beslan. When Beslan happened and news came around the world that over 300 little children and their teachers were massacred for no good reason at all, but just for a political foul play and political gains of some notions of some people, then the world was horrified. But just because I didn't want the world to forget very, very fast about it, I have painted a number of paintings to commemorate the massacre. I remember when they announced that they found a young girl nearly totally naked because all her clothes were blown off her with the blast, but she was still alive. And the men went in when the siege of Beslan was still there and rescued her from under a window and ran out, and both the girl and the men were fine, were okay. But the young girl came out totally, almost totally naked. All her clothes were blown off in the blast, and she survived. Just a human helping another human in difficult, risking his own life to rescue her. This is a painting that depicts a really tremendous question that really besets us all at one time of our life or another. Why? Why do these things happen? Why can't we stop them? Why? So I have really called this painting Why? And really the answer is not possible to have. It is not for us to know why. We just have to cope the best we can. I often think again of the closing lines of Henley's Invictus, which said, "No matter how straight the gate, no matter or how charged with punishment the scroll, I'm the master of my fate, I'm the captain of my soul." And perhaps feeling that you are the master of your fate and captain of your soul, even if it is not an immediate betterment, an immediate fate, at least if you are spiritual, you are the captain of your soul, and if you are good, you will benefit in the long run, or at least you will benefit all those around you.